Hi, this is Natalie. It's been ages since I've been on YouTube, and I just thought I would make make my first video be about showing you my crafting space. Recently, I was watching a video by Libacious One, and she was talking about how to store, how people store their crafting stuff in a small space, and I just thought, okay, I would kind of do a video response to that, and so this is it. So I kind of share this room with family. So this is just my little tiny crafting area. I'm just doing a quick overview of my crafting space here. So this is the back wall, and then I just have some cabinets on the side. So I'm just going to quickly show you how I store stuff. And at the back, if you can see that, that's my very first acrylic painting. I did a painting of a face, and it was my very first try with acrylic paint, so I keep that up to remind me how far I've come, or how far I think I've come. Anyway, the first thing you can see when you come to the door is my remint cabinet. So this is a tall IKEA oak cabinet, and it has all my remint and in here. Well, sorry, all my remint that is on display in here. And at the bottom, I'm just going to open the cabinet so you can see it. I have my 1/3 scale dolls. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and they share that little space. And then here I have a bakery scene. I know everything's a bit messy and over full. Here I have my kitchen scene and a little room for one of my A-zone size dolls. And then I have the toy and school kind of cupboard. Okay, please bear with me, this video is going to be a bit long while I just take you through. And then on top of the cupboard, I have more remint. Also, besides BJDs, I also have quite a number of other hobbies. So I collect remint, I collect Mega House. So this is my storage system of all the papers and cards to do with Mega House. And then up on top there, I collect Bratz dolls. You must have seen well, I don't collect them anymore, but this is my collection. So these are the Bratz doll clothes, and on top here are vintage doll clothes. And sorry about that, my video is frozen. Okay, then on top here is like an old doll's trunk, and then here I'm going to do a video about these. This is some model housing that I made for my story. Then sorry about this. Then the next cupboard next to it houses a whole lot of stuff. So I have dioramas, and at the top I have storage for my sewing stuff and some jewelry making stuff. Then I have my 1/16 scale furniture. This is Londby furniture and Caroline's house. Then I have a diorama up there. I have some more remint on display. I have a doll's diorama here. And then also another thing I do is stamping. I really enjoy stamping. So these are almost all my stamps. So I have red rubber stamps. I have Tim Holtz stamps, loads of stamps. Just these are binders that contain stamps and some more special stamps. And I have the rest of my stamps here. And in this side of the cupboard, I have my Bratz dolls, the clothes, then my vintage dolls, Palitoy, Pippa, they're in there, the dolls' clothes are there. And these are my face-up supplies and anything to do with my BJDs, stringing, face-ups, besides my brushes, because I keep my brushes with the rest of my other brushes. And then I have my 1/3 scale dolls wigs in here. Then next here I have, well, the thing about me is like when I get into something, I kind of jump in with, all feet. So I've just, for about a couple of months now, I've been into Midoris, which are like leather traveler's notebooks. So I've made a couple. So I've made some of them, and then some of them I bought them. And so these are all like my planners, notebooks, stuff. Then at the bottom here, I have more storage in here, and this is more remint and more remint. And then my vintage Cindy Dolls stuff, some chairs, some stuff, and some of my other dolls, like my Taeyang and my other dolls, and another cupboard in here. And then, so that's how I store most of my some of my doll dioramas. And another storage area I have is this. So this is where I have my MSD size dolls and my USD size dolls. This is where they hang out. So just quickly, this is just trying to make the video short. And then this is a cottage I made. I'm going to do a video on that. That's my Cindy caravan. I've customized. I'll do a video on that. And then here I store all my painting kind of supplies. So just give you a quick view. I have my brushes and all my pencils and my coloring pencils are in here. All my brushes I store, well, most of my brushes I store in there, besides my face-up brushes, which are just down there. In here I store most of my pens, well, some of my pens. In here I store anything that has to do with gluing, so masking tape, glues and all that. In here I store finished projects for my dolls' props, so when I make them books and I make them props, anything, I just store it in here. And then this has all my my inks, my fountain dipping pens, my micas, alcohol inks. I have alcohol inks down there, and enamel inks. That's what's stored there. In here I store some pastels, some Neocolor 2s, all my watercolor materials are in the tubes and everything. And in here I have my stamp pads, my inks, loads of distress inks. In here I store leather. So these are recycled leather bits from bags and other stuff that I'm using to make loads of other stuff. Yeah. And in here I store my misters and my spray bottles and my sponges for doing misting or distressing stuff. In here I store my dies, Tim Holtz dies, and I have my thin dies at the back somewhere there. So just at the back there, they're all on magnetic sheets. And in here I store my pieces for my Cuttlebug. So I have like the long plates. I know these are not really related to dolls, but just to show you where I store my crafting things, my hoogie boards here. And then more into the doll things. This is where this cabinet, which is made up of two big drawers. They're actually made up of 3 drawers each. And so I've taken off the wheels of the first one and put it on top of the second one. And this is where I store my doll clothes. Yeah, so I sew a lot, so I have a big storage space compared to everything else for my doll clothes. So I'll just show you that. So in here I store all my dolls' dresses. I put them all together in categories like that because it's easier for me to work with. And I store all their bottoms, so like skirts and trousers and leggings. And this is a body from an Ashton Drake doll that I used to sew for my Delilah Noir. And then these are all my dolls' jackets and tops. Then in here I store my tinies, their shoes, anything to do with hair accessories, underwear, and bags I've made for them. And here I store shoes. I have these trays you can pull out. There's another one underneath, and I just store my doll's shoes in there. And these are all my other wigs stored in here. And at the bottom here, I store 80% of my fabrics and things for sewing. Then on this side, I have, well, to do arts and crafts, I have pro markers. So, which are like my alcohol ink pro markers. So I store all of my pro markers here. They're like in 3 sets, about 140 of them. Don't ask me why I have so many. Then I have my aqua markers here. Then anything that has to do with card or paper, I store here. And under here I have doll furniture I use for dioramas. Then on this side I have my small itty bitty crafting desk with my laptop on top. If I'm working on a project, to make things easy because of space, I just put everything to do with a project into one of these little A5 plastic containers. And then I just move it around the house with me whenever I need to work on something. So far now I've been working on some leather stuff. So just making what would you call this now? Like a Midori, it's like a traveler's notebook. Sorry about this, just trying to get it to show you. I'm trying to film this one-handed. Sorry about that. Here. So I've just made this leather book, and with a pocket in front and a secretarial pocket at the back, and I've just made booklets to fit inside it. I've also made a plastic booklet and miniature stickers. So I'll go through that in another video just to show you. Then here I store my, this is a planner I use for my hobbies. So anything that has to do with my dolls or my website or anything at all, I write about in this planner. And that's just a simple Seize the Day planner by Iconic. So that's what I use. And then I have this table. Then next to the table I have my doll's house. And this is where my doll's house stays, all the way up. And on top of my doll's house I have a couple of dioramas and a big rocking chair. So that is my crafty space. So just to give you an overview of what it looks like. Yeah, so kind of a small space, but I've kind of maximized my storage and tried to make the best of it. So it's kind of a bit of a task whenever I need something to climb up to get it. But this way, everything just looks neat and I can work with this. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.